What's up, skate fam? Welcome to Deez Skates. I'm your host, David Laliette. And don't pretend like you didn't know I was getting this skate. This skate had me intrigued since the moment it was announced, or the moment I learned about it anyway. If you're a fan of this channel, you know absolutely I am a huge fan of the Hardcore Evo. In my opinion, it's the best all around urban, fitness, slalom, dance, etc. skate. I think it's just incredible. And there were some things about the 2021 model that really intrigued me. Like, for example, that mesh. Not sure where that design choice came from, but surprisingly, having the skate in my hands now, it works. Now, my first thought whenever I saw it, of course, was, well, is my toe gonna tear through that? Am I gonna take a fall and scrape the top of my boot? When you look at mesh, it looks flimsy. And I had quite a few viewers ask me the same thing. What do you think about it? Do you think it's gonna tear? Does it look weak? I don't know. I haven't had enough time on them to really tell you what I think of them. They're still breaking in. I actually have not even heat molded them. I skated them twice so far. So I just wanna tell you a little comparison, some of my first impressions about the old Evo versus the new Evo. So initially, how I learned about the 2021 Evo is that many skaters in the inline community all of a sudden started sharing their personal designs from the MyPowerslide website, which I thought was really cool. That's something that roller skating has had for a long time. If you go and look at the Rydell Color Lab, for example, that's been around as long as I can remember, even before the internet. So it's really cool to see an inline company take on that trend in a time when most inline skates are very basic in color. Myself, I went and played around in this app for hours designing different stuff. I designed this skate like 5 different ways. I designed a Buzz Lightyear skate with all the colors associated with Buzz Lightyear. I just had so much fun. I spent hours in this thing and I finally settled on this design and I thought, I've got to have it. I've got to order this. I've got to see what the experience is like, one, of going through the order to see how well the company has it together. And no big surprise, there are a few kinks that PowerSlide has to work out of this process, but ultimately they did a really good job. I'm really impressed and I'm pleased with the product that I got. So let me tell you a couple of differences between the old and the new Evo. There's no mesh here. The old Evo we have wrapped in leather. And like I said, when I first saw the new 2021 Evo, I had my doubt. I was kind of skeptical about them getting rid of all the leather, and I wasn't sure if I would think the skate was as sturdy after I tried it, but a friend of mine got one and I tried it out and it felt the same. So I just knew that I had to order it. Also, you'll notice that this one is Trinity and this beauty here is 165. So that's another perk about ordering the custom Evo, is that you can choose the mount. Honestly, I think that PowerSlide should make this a standard option when it comes to ordering just the stock skate. I think it would be cool to see them start making more 165 skates, because there have been some times where I've recommended the Evo to someone and they say, well, I want these other frames that are in 165, and I have to recommend something else because it doesn't match their want. The thing that I love about this is now I have my favorite inline skate in 165 and in Trinity. So I can try out a whole world of frames. In my mind, these are really the only 2 inline skates that I really need for urban and dance and my everyday skate. Don't lie, you think they're beautiful. Look how shimmery they are. So the first major difference that I notice here is the old buckles feel a little sturdier. I don't know what it is, but they just feel like they were machined a little bit better. And if you notice here on the top buckle, we just barely move it, right? And we have tension here. So it doesn't take much. It has a pretty tight spring in it. Same, nice click. These feel like they're made from the same material, but they feel like the tolerances are a little looser. So I don't know if you can see it, but look how far out we have to go before we gain proper tension. It feels like they've loosened up the tolerances a little bit. That you have to pull a little farther, but they still feel good. It's just different. They're not wobbly. I don't have any problem putting a little pressure from side to side. So they're nice and sturdy. Another thing that I like about them is the fact that they changed the color on the laces. Now, a major gripe that I had in the first model is that the laces felt pretty cheap. I feel like whenever I order a high-end skate like this, like it should always come with waxed laces. It should always come with a nice set of waxed laces. And that's something that I criticize any skate design for. If I pay more than $350, $400 for a skate, especially if I'm just buying the boot, it's gotta be with wax laces. Now that's just my opinion. I know quite a few people that don't like laces that they have to spend time on. They don't want to deal with laces at all. I have a friend who puts elastic laces in his skates, so he never even has to tie them. He can just pull his foot, take his foot in and out of the Evo and strap it in using only the buckles. So it's whatever works for different people, but personally, I like wax laces so that I can tighten specific points in the skate and I can get exactly the fit that I want, especially in the toe box. I can't really tell a difference between the laces in the new Evo and the old one. They feel like they're the same. It's not that big of a deal. I still skate it. After all these years, I haven't taken the laces out and swapped them myself. So do with that information what you will. Another big difference between them, like I said, is the mesh. Now, is the mesh flimsy? I would not say so, no. Especially whatever the material under the mesh is. Now the mesh is a really thin layer, it feels like, but it's got something else underneath it that's pretty stiff. So while it might look like a basic fitness skate design where you would have thin mesh in the top that's breathable, I would not say that this is breathable. The tongue is different. This tongue is a lot thicker. And this tongue, I mean, it's a completely different design. It feels totally different. It's more flexible. It's not as in the way. Now, again, I haven't broken in the new Evos by any stretch. So it's possible that when that liner breaks in, it'll become more pliable, more bendable, and a little more comfortable. But for now, it's very thick. And when I bend and I lean forward in my skates, it puts more pressure on the front of my shins than the original tongue. So that's something to think about. But overall, it's the same skate. It feels the same, it skates the same, it fits the same. In fact, I can't tell a difference in the fit between the old and the new when they were both new, if that makes sense. Another thing that's different is that when I got the skates, the new ones, they came with a removable insole. Now, the original ones did not come with a removable insole, and when I contacted Inline Warehouse about them and asked them why it didn't come with one, they said because this skate has a built-in insole that's part of the liner. So you don't want to put a removable insole in it because it might cram the toe box experience and it might cause some pain and be uncomfortable. I tried putting a removable insole in the original one, if you remember, and it didn't work out very well. It did exactly what Inline Warehouse said it would do. It caused some pain. It was very uncomfortable. So I have not even tried, I probably will once I heat mold them, but I have not even tried to use the new ones with those removable liners. They're pretty thin, so maybe they'll make a difference, but I don't feel attached to the idea that I have to be wearing those. So that's neither here nor there. So as far as the order process went, I put in my order. It cost 530 euros plus 50 euros shipping, which amounted to about 700 US dollars just for the boot. It's a lot. It really is a lot. It's more than I've ever paid for a boot only custom job. And one thing that is noticeably different about the process of a custom inline skate versus a custom quad skate is that if you spend that much on a quad skate, the company is probably going to offer to put designs and writing and logos, and Rydell will even, for a full custom, Rydell will even blend one model into another. They'll give you features that are from each model into one skate, and that will cost you a flat $600. So this costing more than $600 for a skate that you're just changing the colors on, it's quite a hefty price. But I have to say, I had a really good experience with PowerSlide as a customer. I didn't call them and ask for this skate. I don't know anybody like very well at PowerSlide. I'm not well connected with them. I just decided that I wanted the skate. I ordered it myself. I paid for it. I went through the customer experience, and it took some time. I ordered it March 10th. I think I didn't get it until mid-May. And that's about the amount of time that I would expect for it to take, 6 to 8 weeks. It definitely took all of 8 weeks. The manufacturer shipped the skates from China to PowerSlide in Germany, as I understand. And then PowerSlide had to ship them to me. So that took a little bit of extra time. But again, not a big deal. I had some email correspondence with 2 PowerSlide reps, one being Pascal Briand, and both of them were extremely knowledgeable and extremely helpful and very customer friendly. I have nothing but good things to say about my experience. I can't really think of anything else. I really just wanted to show these off and kind of talk about the experience. I don't have very much time in them, so I can't tell you a whole lot about the skate yet, other than it feels generally like the same experience I get from my 2019 Evo. And I think that I feel good about it. It's gonna work out. I'm gonna heat mold them. I'm gonna have some fun with them. So stick around. Make sure you're subscribed to Deez Skates, and also follow me on Instagram so that you see all the awesome skating action that is going to be coming up in these. Eventually, I'm going to do an actual review on the skate after I put some scuff marks on them and find out how durable they are, how they break in, how they feel overall, etc., etc. I'm going to try some different frames. I've got some exciting stuff coming. I expect that I'm going to be dancing in these things a lot. I just really enjoy these super flashy skates. So that being said, make sure you're subscribed to Deez Skates. You follow me on Instagram so that you can get any little fun clips that I might post. That's where I'm posting mostly these days, because these videos take a lot of time and I've got a lot going on in my personal life this year. Thank you for coming and checking my skates out. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you consider getting your own set of skates. Again, I've not been paid to say any of this. These skates were not given to me. I am not a beta tester or anything like that. I just wanted them so bad that I spent my own money on them. And so far, I feel like it's been worth it. So thank you for watching Deez Skates, and I will see you the next time I lace up.